Bam, what is up everybody? My name is Jordan Baywood and I am a music producer and audio engineer. Today I'm going to be showing you hidden gems and tricks that I use all the time in Logic and some new ones I learned. The problem with this is that, for the past week I had to go through like 20 different blogs, 10 different YouTube videos about learning different tricks and hidden features in Logic, and they were just all over the place, so I just want to condense it in one video. If this video gives you any value at all, please give it a like and subscribe if you're not. It really helps the channel, and post notifications so you get notified every time a video comes out. That would be a blessing. You have no idea how much it helps. And if you have any cool tricks yourself, please comment them down below. It would really help all of us. So let's just get right into it. A lot of people may have this, but if you don't, it's super important to have it. Go into Logic, Preferences, Advanced Tools, and making sure you show advanced tools. All these are clicked. If you do not have this, you're missing out a lot of what Logic offers, and you might as well just go back to GarageBand. It just shows so much more stuff, and I highly suggest going through each of these, or I might make a video and show why these are important and how to use them. A pretty in-depth video on using different things with audio, surround, production, Midi, score, and advanced editing. So definitely just have that on because most of the people doing tutorials is gonna have their advanced settings on, and when you're watching a video on that and you don't have it on, you're gonna miss a lot of stuff that's coming through. So that will definitely help immensely. Honestly, the most important trick to be doing with Logic is using your key command shortcuts. The main ones I use are on the bottom rack. It's all with mostly command, so if I do Command S, it's automatically gonna save the project. Command C is copy, Command V is paste, so if I do Command C, Command V, paste. If I do Command X, it'll delete. Command Z will bring it back. Command B will bounce the project. Command N will close the project. It definitely makes production so much quicker, so you don't have to move your mouse as much, and you don't have to go up here to do file bounce. It's the difference between a professional producer and an amateur. So you ever, accidentally do something you don't want to do? All you go to is undo history, and then you can go through what you want to undo. It saves everything you do. So, if you don't want to keep going back, I can go back here and it will actually show, and then I can hit undo that. So I can hit this one. I didn't want to change that, so I hit undo that. I hit the undo of the one I want to do, and then go all the way back at the bottom and make sure to click it, and it'll bring everything back. So this next step that I'm about to do is very underrated and a lot of people don't know, but makes production so much quicker, and that's drums. Alright, so you're gonna obviously click the drummer, and let's say a hip hop one, and it's gonna create that drum, and you can go through these and figure out which one you like, but what a lot of people don't realize is that you can double click and then convert to MIDI region. So now you open this, and now you got all these, and you can play around with the sounds that you like and maybe use them. And maybe I don't like this kick, so I take it out. But I like this snare. And you can obviously replace these sounds by hitting your drum machine, and then all you have to do is throw your samples on there, and it keeps, making drums simpler and way more effective and more efficient. So I think a very cool thing is when I'm dragging audio and stuff, coming over here and messing with the region stuff, there's gain, there's transpose, I can put it up, an octave by putting up 12. But what I like to do is press Option R, and it will automatically bring this up to me, so I can just go through different ones, and when I'm going through different tracks, it'll bring up the different region clips. So you can mess with gain and turn the gain down of the track or turn it up. Do all this the same. It just saves a little bit of time, so I hope that helps. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, a very cool trick in Logic when I do drums and just MIDI in general, like melodies and stuff. I'm not a professional piano player, and most of us aren't. So, I got my hi-hats right here, right? but they just are too perfect. So you go to functions, MIDI transform, and you got all these crazy things. What I use a lot of times is humanize, and then I'll click select and operate, and then you can keep doing it and it'll keep messing them up. And then you got things like you can half speed, and it'll half speed all these. And then I could go to double speed. And then there's so much stuff that you can do with this, you know, fixed velocity, you can bring them all back to normal, and then you go to random velocity and you can. So I think that's one of my favorites, and there's just so much to do, so definitely check these out when you're doing drums and MIDI. Another cool thing to do with hi-hats is using the brush tool. So what I do is go right here, and then I click brush, and then I'll do, let's say I want 16th or 32s. I want to do 16th. So all I do is hold command, and then brush them right in. So that saves a lot of time. And then obviously you can go back and humanize them like I just showed you. All right, so a really cool trick, a lot of people, they know that they have MIDI effects and they know they have arpeggiator and chord trigger. If you don't use any of these, I highly suggest going through them all, but my favorite is definitely Transposer. And what Transposer does is lets you set your MIDI to a certain key. So when you're playing live or something, you'll never go out of key, which I think is really cool. I'll show you an example. And it's, so in C major, it's only the white notes, so we know, but you'll see when I hit the black notes, it's the same one, so it transposes it to that. I find this really helpful when I'm jamming and we want to play in a specific key, so I don't go out of crazy key, or when I'm just making chords and melody, I'll just go crazy, and because I'm not classically trained, so I'll just go crazy and then figure out which notes are wrong and then put them back and then turn the Transposer off. But that's a very cool tactic to make better melodies and chords that are in key of your song. One of my favorite features is the color grading. When I drag in samples, it will all make them different colors based on what type of instrument they are. So what you're gonna do to set this up is go to Logic, Preferences, you're gonna go to Display, and then you're gonna hit Tracks, and then you're gonna Auto Progress 24, and then exit that out, and then drag in some loops or stems, and it's gonna color grade everything for you. So this makes mixing easier, this makes organization easier. Yeah, you see how beautiful that is? Perfect. So next we have the hidden plugins in Logic Pro. All you have to do, normally you just open plugins like this by clicking, but what you're gonna do is hold Option and then click, and then you're gonna see Legacy. And now we have all like 10 plugins that we never get to use because Logic for some reason wants to hide them all. I've been trying to play around with some of them, but you got reverbs, you got nice EQs, DJ EQs, nice filters and stuff. You got a groove shifter, you got a guitar, another guitar amp, a silver compressor, silver gate, which gets rid of background noises, and a speech enhancer, which I've used multiple times for podcast editing. So definitely check these out. They're definitely, I don't know why they hide them, but I think it's cool to have some extra plugins. Bam, so I hope you guys learned something from that. Out of these, few things, I hope you learned at least one cool thing. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps. Like I said before, if you have any other suggestions, please comment them down below. Any video ideas, comment them down below. I'll be sure to do them, and give me a follow on Instagram and I'll give you a follow back. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.